Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Peggle. Alright, it's time to Peggle. So how are all of you guys doing today? Hopefully good. Hope you guys are happy. Hope you guys are healthy. And I hope everyone is in good spirits today. And if you're not, my condolences. I hope tomorrow goes your way. So, at work, I almost died. So, somebody, some misguided soul, left a broom on the floor. Like, not propped up against the wall, like, sprawled out across the floor. And Big J, he trips on said sprawled out broom, and gets very frustrated, which is understandable, because you can't just be obstructing the floor like that. So he takes the broom, and he throws it like a javelin through the air. Now, thankfully, the register was in the way, but it was making a beeline for my neck. It hits the back of the register, kind of tumbles a bit, then falls back to the floor from whence it came. And so I just picked it back up and I put it where it belongs. It was definitely a jump scare when it happened, but now we just look back and we laugh at it. Like most things. Now this was actually not at Burrito Horn. This next story is something that happened at one of my previous jobs. So, I was in the break room, and I was cooking popcorn for myself. Now, for microwave popcorn, there's a trick. You listen for the pop to know when to stop. So, the trick is, when it really starts to get going, when it starts popping like crazy, if there's 2 seconds or more between 2 pops, the popcorn's done. I did not know this fact at the time, and I smell it. Now let me just tell you, some things, when you smell burning, you can still save it if you know what you're doing. With popcorn, if you smell burning, it's already too late. You failed, you screwed up, you either gotta eat your shame, or just start over with a new bag. So basically, you either turn yourself in, or you skip town. And on this day, I smelled the burning popcorn, and I knew that something had gone awry. And I opened the bag, and this just waft of burnt popcorn smell hits my face. Now, the break room was located in the warehouse part of the store. Well, somehow, it coated the entire warehouse and crept up to the front. And one of the AGMs was like, "What happened, Matt? Did you burn the popcorn?" And for like the next week, especially the break room was just haunted with the burnt popcorn smell. And then about a month later, I did it again. And it wasn't even fully burnt yet, but I started to smell it. The same guy goes, "Matt, are you cooking popcorn again?" And for another week, we had to suffer the popcorn smell. It was a while before I brought popcorn back into that establishment. Also, one thing that happens at Burrito Horn that's kind of funny. So, it's hard to tell because I hear my voice in a recording and I hear it, like, ringing in my ears. But, for the most part, I'm pretty soft-spoken. So I've had a couple people call me ma'am at the speaker. And then they get to whether they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir." I'm like, "It's okay, you're all good." And what's worse is, at some point we are getting an AI drive-thru. I'm not sure when that's going to be, but for now, the only robot part, when you first get to the speaker, there's an automated greeting. Like, "Will you be checking in using your app today?" And then, beyond that, it's a human taking over the speaker. And the robot voice already sounds kind of feminine. So you couple that with my little soft voice, some people think I'm a girl. Who knows? Maybe I got a bit of a feminine side on me. Something tells me it's not gonna happen. It's always space. I told you it's always space where it goes wrong. I don't care what Markiplier said, space is not cool. Wait a minute. Holy Jesus. Markiplier, I apologize. I will never speak bad about that song ever again. Now, if you haven't heard it, it's called Space is Cool. And it was also someone called Shmo Yoho also helped make it. I recommend you check it out. It is an absolute banger. Alright, somehow we lived. By the good graces of the cosmos were watching over me. Ooh, double spooky. Now, I can't remember if I've told this story before. I apologize if I'm repeating myself. But even if I have, it's worth telling again because it's so... I swear I dreamed it, but I didn't. I know I didn't. Because it happened twice. So one time, I'm at Burrito Horn, working the speaker, and I get an order. And it's a normal order, I take it. And it's a pickup truck. And I think the song is called Careless Whispers. Alright, hold on. Extreme Fever! Now they got the extreme fever out of my system. So they take the order, the pickup truck pulls up, and you know that iconic love song that you know what I'm talking about. And there's someone laying belly down on the hood of the truck, and he hands me this big fake rose. And he's like, "How you doing? I love you. You're so cool." I don't know if he saw me from YouTube. I don't know if this was a big prank. I really could not tell you. I think it was a big prank. And it was successful because I found it very funny. And he gets his food. He tells me he loves me. And they drive off. There's like 5 dudes in this truck. And they're all waving at me. And recently, now the first story, that was about 4 months ago. A few days ago, it happened again. Same song, same truck, same dude laying on the hood. It happened again. They didn't give me a rose this time, but they still were like, "Oh, I love you." And all my coworkers and managers were like, "What the fudge?" And also, I swear, every time that I see them, I think they're tipsy. But there's these couple, they look like college age, early 20s. It's a blonde woman and a brunette woman. And they've been to our store enough times where they know my name. And they're like, "Hey Matthew, can we get some fire sauce? You know, could we get some water? Thank you so much, Matt." Like, kind of the way they talk, they're a little sloshed. But then again, it's Burrito Horn, so it's the place to do it. And I swear, every time they come in the drive-thru, each time they get progressively, like, less clothed. Like last time, I don't even know if I can call it clothes. It looked like somebody took a blue shower curtain and just wrapped it around her, and that was it. The extreme fever. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna cry. Alright, I need Diet Pepsi break. Alright, I got not sponsored. I'm just saying what the drink was. Me no get paid, except by Burrito Horn. And then there was this one time, this lady could have been mid to late 30s. And she kind of I forget what the character's name was. Now the actor, I apologize, I'm probably gonna butcher this awfully. Maggie Roberts, the actor, the really hot British actress, that lady. It looked like her if she was 10 years older and she put on some weight. This lady came to the drive-thru and she goes, I need a lot of sauce, cause bitches love sauce. I need a lot of that sauce, babe. Like, she called me babe, I'm serious. So there's no one else in the drive-thru, so we're talking for a bit, just asking them how their night's going. Because if there's no one else in the drive-thru, sometimes I'll chat with the customer, make their day better. And I hand her the bag of food, she takes the bag of food, and she's like, babe, at some point, I gotta get your number, okay? I love you, hun. And then they leave. They never came back. Now, I'm gonna say, perhaps the craziest, and I mean craziest, time that anyone has ever asked me for my number. A few years ago, I was in the psych ward, and, well, no, it was a mental hospital, but same thing. And this lady asked me for my number. Now, what was I doing in the mental hospital? Well, maybe someday I'll share that story, but today's not that day. But yeah, in the hospital, literally someone asked for my number. Now that seemed kind of dangerous, so I did not take it. So maybe I got like an aura or something, I don't know. It always seems like whenever I least expect it, that's when I get asked for a phone number. Now the reason I brought that up, because pretty recently, about a month ago, at Burrito Horn, it was a very, very slow day. We had already cleaned everything, there were no customers, everything was stocked, so me and a lot of people were just kind of talking. Now, I mentioned before I have autism, where it affects my social ability sometimes. But as it turns out, a lot of my coworkers and managers actually have some sort of mental disability. One's got ADHD, one also has autism, one's, I think it's Asperger's. And we were all just kind of talking about our condition. And it turns out, like, quite a handful of them, like, they've also been to a mental hospital. And for the next, like, 30-35 minutes, we were just talking about, like, mental health and how we were all doing. It was honestly just a really nice moment that we had. We were all just talking about our experience and what we went through. So it was cool. We had a little impromptu therapy session at work. We were all just passing the time. And I was kind of surprised, like, within my small work community, there were so many people that went through what I went through. It was kind of a surprise that a lot of people at my work had a similar experience. So then I actually shared my experience with everybody else. We were always talking about it. So yeah, probably one of the calmest and best half hour of my life. We were all just being real with each other. Okay, I gotta... What is that face? Why are there so many creepy faces in Peggle? It's not the creepiest face I've seen. Like, there was one video... Or wait, maybe it wasn't Peggle. It was some other game I played. Where there was some creepy face. Oh, it was that caterpillar from the last one. Okay, my foot fell asleep, and it tickles, and it's making me uncomfortable. Oh god. Alright, I'm gonna slowly lift it. Alright, there we go, it's waking up. There we go, I'm gonna extend my leg a little bit. Alright. Again, I've told this story before, but in 8th grade one time, we were at the library, and I didn't realize that my class had left, because our teacher at the time had like a very, not a loud voice, but he had like a very commanding voice. Like you knew when he was talking. Master! And our substitute had a very soft-spoken voice. So I'm reading my book and I look up like, oh, where'd my class go? They just left me. They went for milk and they never went back. And as I stand up, my entire leg was asleep. And my right ass cheek also fell asleep. Which I didn't even know was possible, but it was. So I'm just hobbling down the hall trying to get back to English class. I'm like, oh, sorry guys. She's like, it's alright, just go sit there. So fun fact, our Burrito Horn is actually a training store. So that's a place where they train managers. And then once you pass your training, they'll ship you somewhere else. Now we have our managers that stay at our store, but we also get applicants for people that want to be managers or AGMs or even GMs. And then they go get trained at our store and then they leave. I will say though, that hasn't happened in quite a long time. Because we don't really get that many new hires, and the ones we do get, for some reason, almost every new hire we get is always problematic. So, I mean, I guess I'll say his real name this one time, because it's kind of funny. We got a second Matt, and we have the same middle name. And everybody has their own way of differentiating us. So when Mr. Cheez-It is working, or both working, he just calls me Parrish. Big J calls us Old Matt and New Matt. And some other manager calls us Matt and Matthew. So from this point forward, we're gonna call him... I'm really running out of like fake names. I have so many already. Alright, I'm just gonna look at something in my room. And that's what we're going to call this man. We're going to call him Diet Pepsi. That's your name. So, Diet Pepsi, at first he seemed cool. But then we learned some stuff, and he started exhibiting some behaviors. And he's not that good. Number one, he's racist. Like, openly racist. He's talked to me a little bit. He's talked to her master, Big J, a little bit. He just, for whatever reason, does not like black people. and I don't know why. Maybe he had a bad experience and he just went down a dark path. Which I think that's kind of weak. Just because one was bad, that doesn't mean they're all bad. And I never understood racism in general. I know this is going to sound a little cliche, but it doesn't matter if you're white, black, gay, straight, what your religious beliefs are. To me, what defines a person is their actions and their personality. If you're a piece of garbage, you know, you go behind people's backs and you betray people, you hurt people, you're a bad person. Doesn't matter what you are, physically, if you have those characteristics, you suck. Now, if you pull your own weight, you help others, you know, you do good stuff, then you're a good person. I know that's kind of straightforward, but that's how I feel. It doesn't matter the gender, it doesn't matter the color. People's actions are really the defining thing that make me decide whether or not I want to be with you. So Diet Pepsi, like, he's always talking about, like, oh, I hate those people, I don't like them, which, that always makes me kind of upset that we still have people like that. Now, I've never seen it before. He keeps it pretty well hidden, but apparently he's got an ankle bracelet on because he's been to prison for coke-related issues, and he says he's been clean for about 8 months. And also, like, he's not a very good worker. He kind of half-asses everything. And one time, we got a customer, and I don't know what the problem was, but they asked for, like, sauce or something. They asked for something. And Diet Pepsi, he goes, well, that would require me being nice to you. You took a job in hospitality. You get paid to be nice to people. Now, if someone's screaming in your face and being rude, that's a different story, but this person just wanted sauce, and he was being a douche. And Mr. Cheez-It calls him out like, hey, that's your job. You're gonna do it. Now, because I have autism, I really feel bad about... Here, wait for the fever to pass. So because of my condition, I feel bad whenever I call somebody weird or odd. Because I feel like that's kind of the kettle calling the pot black. But with Diet Pepsi, like, I get kind of red flags. I get weird vibes from that dude. Like, the way he presents himself, the general mannerisms, like, it's sounding off alarm bells in my head. I just got like a bad gut feeling about Mr. Diet Pepsi. I'm not sure about that guy. Oop, I will be right back. Wait, actually. Okay, we got a code red. We got a code red. I saw a spider on my wall, and it crawled away. I don't know where it went. Okay, so just be assured, I will not be going to sleep until we find and kill the spider. If you see the spider, call the number right now and report it. Whew, I need some more diet. Not the coworker, the drink. I need a drink. Alright, we're living on a prayer, halfway there. Cross your fingers, don't you dare. Well, the weather's changing again. And you know what happens when the weather changes? My frickin' sinuses clog up. Every time. When it cools down and when it heats up. And, you know, when you live in Illinois, that happens constantly. Well, I'll get through it. Whew, that's better. I can breathe again. This is a tricky level we got here. Alright, we just gotta take it nice and slow. Don't be stupid. Don't be dumb. Don't be daft. Yikes. Yes! We clutched it. Skadoosh. I do not have a good feeling about this one. This one makes me nervous. I'm nervous about this snail. Yeah. I just don't have a good feeling. Just like with Mr. Diet Pepsi. And also, that's bad because one of our employees is black. So we had to, like, make the schedules where they don't work together. Which you could just fire him, but I guess that works too. So you know how there's that theory of parallel universes? Where somewhere out there, there's a universe where I actually graduated college, or there's a universe where I got assassinated or something, like, you know, parallel universes of, like, one thing changing. Well, I feel like Mr. Diet Pepsi came from a parallel universe where if I was just a big asshole. I feel like that's, the universe has crossed over somehow. Now, I want to be clear. I'm being sarcastic. I'm not trying to go into, like, conspiracy territory. I'm just making a joke. I repeat, I was making a joke. Okay. This is the big sixer. We beat this level. We beat the challenge. And we can go home. Well, I'm already home. And I'm assuming you're at home watching this too. So if we beat this, we get to go to Chili's. Alright, come on. He's thinking. He's concentrating. This will be a very inopportune time for a bogey. Will he pull it off? You might not want to miss. Speaking of... Missing! Aw. You know those pranks where, like, someone's about to swing for golf and they blow an air horn or something? I imagine if I was playing Peggle or Zuma that someone did that. Like if my brother came and did that. Ooh. It's a pretty neat backdrop we got here. We got a shooting star, we got a castle. This looks painted. Like some of the other backdrops look digital. This one, it looks like someone painted it. You know what? No, I'm taking a screenshot of this right now. Yeah, that's going somewhere later. Yes. Beautiful. We just got a medal. We just got a medal. We just got a medal. It's the end of the video. And we got a few more challenges to go, it looks like. well, that's gonna do it for this video. So as always, thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. And everybody, just do me a little favor, will ya? Have yourselves a fantastic, awesome, tubular, gnarly, out of this world. I want you guys to have the best day that you possibly can. Don't be like Diet Pepsi, and I'll see you next time. Love you.